Hello and welcome back to the ministry. And today, baby, when I tell you God got a word for you, I don't know how long this word gonna be. Because if I showed you my notes right here, right now, they long. So we just gonna get in it. And this kingdom marriage, it's good. It's real good. Um, but it's lengthy. So sit back, relax, because we about to get into this. Because God kept talking to me, and He literally was talking to me up to 5 minutes ago about this word. Okay, so let me give you the context as to why and how we got here with this word. Now, I got a show I used to watch when I was a kid. God been taking me back to the TV shows and movies I used to watch when I was a kid and a teenager. And for my religious folks in the back, okay, if I say this title of this show and it triggers you and you walk out on this word, goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. This word wasn't for you because you're going to miss all the revelation and all the good juicy parts because you're going to get upset because of the name of the show. Because you're too religious and triggered. Okay? And I'm gonna get y'all on the show exactly what the Lord showed me in relation to this show. And this is why He keeps bringing me back to it. But right now, the show was Buffy. Everybody knows that show. Now, there's some religious folks in the back. I hear you screaming, oh my God, it was a demonic show. Oh my God, it was about demon. It was about a woman who was a slayer of demons. What do children of God do in the spirit? I can't get into this argument because this word is too long. Okay. Her name, Buffy, means promise of God. For my religious people in the back. Okay? So, I'm going to squash that right there. If this is a problem for you, goodbye. You can click off this video right now. Love you. Much kisses. Much love. You're going to miss the word. You're going to miss everything that I have to say. It means it's not for you. Now, for the rest of y'all, this word is not for everybody. But this is word for is the ones that have been in preparation. You know it's about your time to be due and delivered. And this word is for you. Now, when the Lord brought me back to this episode, I didn't want to watch it. Why? Because I watched it 3 nights ago when it came on television, but I put it on mute. Because I've seen this episode like a gazillion times. So I almost can dictate all of the lines from the show. That's how many times I've seen this particular episode. So the first time I watched, I wasn't watching it because of the fact that I was listening to my mentor on online. So I just had it playing in the background, and I saw 2 scenes, and I was like, "Oh, okay." But the Lord brought me back to it last night, just before it was removed from the TV app that I watch on when I want to watch certain. I actually only watch this show when I need to catch up on an episode of some sort. So, he brought me back to it last night, and it was the last night it was going to be on there because the way that it goes, that when the episodes air, it kicks the last 2 episodes off the app. So, if I didn't watch it last night, I wasn't going to see it. So, I watched it on the app last night instead of watching the one that was live on air. And I sat there and I watched it. And as I was watching, I was like, there's a word here. Boy, what I say that for? It was a word there. Now, I did this episode and I touched on a few scenes within it when I did the word exposing your enemies part 1 and 2. You can go back and look for that word, because let me tell you something. There's a lot of reference videos that I'm going to mention. You need a pen and a pencil if you decide to go and look at those videos. Are they important? Not so much, but if you need context and you want to go back and look at those videos, go right on ahead. But You can look at the ones that I did. You can look at the ones that I'm going to suggest to you, because it's going to just fill out the context even more. And I'll tell you the ones that are a necessity and the ones that aren't, okay? But it's up to you if you want to look at those, okay? So, I heard the words, "Here comes the judge." My mother used to always say, "Here come the judge." It's an old program, I guess, from like them old TV shows that your mom and your grandparents used to watch. "Here come the judge." Somebody either said it or did something in relation to it. I don't know, but that's where the statement comes from. So God is our judge. So God had been putting before me a video almost every day called, it's from Esther's Way. Now this you can go and watch because, yeah, Esther's Way, fire, this is not a false alarm, you're getting married. It's been popping up in my feed daily. I can't get away. If I refresh my YouTube, it keeps coming back up. It's in the feed. So because it keeps coming up in the feed, I was like, okay, it came up in my dream as well. So God was trying to get my attention in relationship to it. So last night I already went through the fact of I watched that show. Now, the two main characters that are the kingdom, I reference them as the kingdom husband and the kingdom wife. The Lord showed me in a dream about almost like 7 months ago when they first started to re-air these shows again. And I believe the Lord made it be put directly in front of my face because I was the one that kind of prayed for the show to come back on television in some way that I could see. And now I know why the Lord wanted me to see these episodes. He showed me in a dream 7 months ago. He showed me the beginning of the show from season 1 through 3 up until a particular image. And I'm going to get to that image later in relation to this kingdom husband and wife stuff. Now, her name, Buffy, Promise of God. The guy's name is Angel. Do I really need to go into that? Look up what an angel is. But I think you have understanding. Now, she has a dream at the very beginning of the episode. And in her dream, she first sees her mother. There is a woman lurking. Now, I'm going to say this part. There's a woman lurking. The woman lurking has something to do with her kingdom spouse. This crazy woman in relation to the kingdom spouse. Dana Rae released a video. Okay, God, expand the word. Dana Rae released a video a while back. Don't remember what the name of it is. Oh, Lord. Hold on. I'm going to look for it. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pause, y'all. Okay, figured out what the name of it was. Get in victory formation. You are giving birth. Buckle up. In this video, she talks about when you get ready to marry your husband, you have to be silent because the people in their life may actually be lurking and looking for you. They may be looking to hurt them and they may be looking to hurt you. You're going to need to be. I was hearing last night a clip from the Brandy song, Anybody. In it, there's a verse. She says, don't want anybody to know. Didn't we decide that we don't want nobody to know? And she's referring to we hide in a relationship because we doing what we doing behind closed doors. But the way the Lord's showing it to me is God wants y'all to keep it on the low until he says, okay, talk. So there's that. Hold on. So there's that. She sees her mother. When she sees her mother represents Holy Spirit in a dream. The Holy Spirit is with her. And the Holy Spirit is saying, are you ready? Take that in marriage account for us. Are you ready? Because it's about to happen. Are you ready? Do you believe that you are ready? Because this is about to actually go down. Okay? She walks over to the stage. You are about to get public recognition. God will make you famous for what you have done in private in public. God will reward you publicly for your private struggles. Okay? When you come together, you already know. You have seen your God-ordained spouse in your dreams. I guarantee it. Probably many of you have seen your God-ordained spouse in your dreams. I won't pause here because she saw her best friend before this happened. Before she saw her mother, she saw her best friend sitting at the table. I did not mention that. Her best friend's name is Willow. Willow is a tree that has a lot of long overarching branches. Those overarching branches are a covering and a form of protection. Okay? God is trying to protect this thing. Okay? What is it? Because your Redeemer is coming, you must be silent about it. I think a lot of us have been getting that. A lot of us have God been showing me a lot of stuff in relationship. Zip your lip. What I just say about the Brandy song. Anybody don't want anybody to know. You ain't telling nobody. God is trying to protect this thing as we come into the culmination of the manifestation of this thing coming to pass. So you have to be slow to speak. Know who you're talking to. Know who you are engaging. Because there are people around you, maybe around you currently or around them currently, that will be quick to anger in relation to this thing. Okay? So you got to be slow to speak. Know who you're talking to. Because the devil is sending monitoring spirits. And I'm telling you right now, you want to destroy those monitoring spirits? Pray that they go dumb and be blind. Deaf and dumb. Dumb, they cannot speak. As according to the word, it says, he condemns every tongue. As also it says in Psalms 141, you also want to pray for these monitoring spirits that there will be a gate put over their mouth, that their lips may not speak ill against what God is doing. And they are deaf, meaning they will be deaf to any of the plans that God is doing at this time. Keep them blind. Okay? You want to pray that. Make sure that you're covering all bases. Because the enemy ain't playing with y'all. Let's see. Because these spirits are lurking to snuff you out before you get together. Pray protection spell over your. I'm not this protection spell. Protection prayer. Jesus, forgive me. I renounce, denounce, come out of alignment, and come out of agreement with the word spell. That's how you do that, okay? Because the enemy will try to use a prophet's tongue or a prophetic person's tongue against them to speak ungodly things. And I'm going to address that right now, okay? I've seen it happen to some of the best of them. You renounce, you denounce, you come out of alignment, you come out of agreement with it. If you speak the wrong thing in front of public or out in public, cut it down immediately. Because we do not operate in spells over here, okay? So I saw a video the other day. Be careful of your siblings. Okay. What is her name? I just saw her video a minute ago. There's another woman that pops up on my feed. Hold on. Her name's Trust and Obey. And Imagine Ministries. I'm going to come back to her because there's something I need to say in reference actually to the video that I just looked at. I just saw pop up there. But be careful of your siblings because of the spirit of jealousy. The Lord gave me a dream a while ago where I was in a family gathering. I went there by myself, but my God-ordained spouse came up the stairs because the old apartment I used to live in, there, when you came in the building, you had to come up the stairs to get to our apartment. It was the first apartment directly in front of the stairs in front of the front door. And I heard him coming up the stairs, being jovially talking to the person that opened the door. And there was a person that was standing at the door to open it. But as soon as he walked in the room, everybody's eyes went to him. And this particular person God drew my attention to in this dream, they had this expression on their face like there was a slight level of jealousy there. Be careful of jealousy. There may be jealousy coming off of your people. It may be jealousy coming off of their people. In the video that this woman referenced, she was talking about the story of Tamar and having the brother or brother-in-law that was obsessively desiring to have sex with her. And I think they were siblings. So the spirit that may be operating in these people may be a extreme spirit of perversion and rage. So you must keep yourself, pray against it, or pray against it coming off of anyone that may be associated with your God-ordained spouse or your family. Because this spirit is coming to bring a level of separation between you and your God-ordained spouse. Because as we know, rape or sexual assault in any kind of way is going to drive any wedge between you and your God-ordained spouse. So, and that's a drastic one because you won't want to have sex with them. Or anything in relation to sexual things may cause you to be standoffish. So you need to pray against that in any case, because that's a spirit form of interference. And it may not be something that's going to hit immediately. It may come after you and your God-ordained spouse come out of your protective season. So you need to stay on top of that. And it doesn't mean that it's that exact spirit, but the spirit of jealousy and envy, you don't know how it's going to manifest. So pray against that. because this is meant to destroy and kill the relationship between you and your God ordained spouse, and emotionally potentially kill him, or spiritually kill him. Okay? So be aware of it. Pray about that. Every fast you go into, pray, because the enemy ain't playing. When you come out of your secret protection, which I'm going to talk about later, you're going to be in warfare. And you have to understand what's coming, okay? So, she goes to check on him. When the dream ends, she goes to check on him. I saw pop up in my feed yesterday. I don't listen to this song. I do listen to Kim, the musician, but this song randomly popped up at the top of my list of songs yesterday. And something made me click on it. God made me click on it. And I listened to the lyrics of the song. In the song, he says, "Oh, pray for me. Pray for me. Please pray for me, darling. Please pray for me. Oh, pray for me." What have we been doing? If you haven't been praying for your spouse, I don't know why you're on this channel. And if you have been praying for your spouse, keep praying for them, because they need your prayer and your covering right now. And this is a little bit more insight into it. It must be you covering me. Have we not been praying for these men? There's more I hurt, the more you believe. We have been standing in proxy for these men in prayer. They may be dealing with God knows what. And we have been believing and standing in what? Prayer for them. I lay my cares out on the sea. A little more faith is all I need. They have been having to operate in faith too. This is not a one-sided thing. They have been trying to get through their season as well. It looks like they're doing good, but we do not know what's going on behind closed doors in the areas we cannot see. That's why we have been in charge to pray for these men. Okay? Keep that man covered. You are close. You and your spouse are getting closer. Okay? She dreamed that her spouse was in the dream with her. I've had these kinds of dreams. I'm not going to go into detail about it. But when you see them, that means they're close. And this is what the Lord did to me the other day. It may have been that video. No, it was the video the day after. My coach did a training. Or my mentor did a training. And when she was doing this training, she came on and did a quick video after the training. And I missed the first 7 minutes and 24 seconds. That's the point in time in which I came in. So that's my birthday. That's why I'm laughing. So when I rewound the video, the songs that were playing in the place she was sitting in were this. Remember, you can go back and look it up. I did a review on the movie Enchanted. In that movie, there were 2 songs that played in the Starbucks she was sitting in. That's how you know, and so close. So, the Lord showed me the other day in a dream the numbers 225. And in the Strong's Concordance, 225 means truth. Trust and Obey and Image Ministries did a full breakdown of some numbers the other day, and I listened to what she fully researched on it. And she said this means the man has come to the truth, meaning he's come to his understanding of what God is trying to do with him and in his life in this season. He is coming home. How long have we been saying that this man is coming home? I did a video saying he's coming home, talking about the songs he's coming home, and also talking about the fact that these men are coming home. They are en route. Now, interestingly enough, in this particular episode of the show, it was her birthday. Yesterday, a video popped up in my feed called "Birth is Inevitable, Your Husband is en route." Okay? So, Matthew 21:5 says, "Say to the daughter of Zion, see, your king is coming to you, gentle, riding on a donkey and on a colt, the foal of a donkey." I keep seeing from Remnant Rising the video title, "Your husband will be gentle with you." He is going to be gentle with you when he finally arrives, because this is a very tender thing, not just love tender, but emotionally tender time frame in which you are walking into. And God is planning a celebration. Dream. Now, this is my dream I'm going over, not the character dream from the show. I already went over that. I had a dream a while ago that my dad and I went to a resort. And it was a vacation. And I went inside of this place. And when I went inside, this place, they were planning out a banquet dinner. Okay? So, but I didn't know that. It was a group of people complaining because they were hungry, because they just wanted dinner. But the staff, I saw in the dream, the Lord showed me the staff whispering to each other. They don't know about the banquet, though. They don't know what we're preparing, though. You do not know what is being prepared. In this episode, all of her friends, everybody, including her kingdom spouse, were all secretly preparing a celebration for her birthday. Okay. So, God is not trying to allow you to know about this plan. I saw in this dream there were people complaining on how long it was taking to get into the dinner. There are people around you even now that are potentially making you frustrated with being in the situation of waiting for your celebration, your culmination, all of these things coming together. And you're frustrated. You're angry. You're like, oh my God, can this season end? Oh my God, can I get away from these people? Oh my God. Because in the dream, I was around a bunch of people I didn't want to be around. But I had to wait for the banquet doors to open for this dinner to start. So you may be around people right now that you won't get away from them. And so is your God ordained spouse, probably. Because you're ready for this thing to happen. But you're being protected because the Willow character, which is her best friend, she had two friends and they both were protecting her. So you have divine helpers escorting you to the celebration. Nothing will stop this. Somebody did a video with a weird title the other day talking about this cannot be stopped. It can't be stopped. What God is doing cannot be stopped. No one can stop what God is preparing to do just for you. It can't be stopped. It can be frustrated. It can be delayed, but it cannot be stopped. And God always pre-prepares for the delays to be in there. This still wasn't his time frame. When God's ready, it's gonna happen. All this stuff was to frustrate you to think that you missed the time. You haven't even gotten to the time yet. If it was time, you'll be there. Okay? So, what else? I already talked about the people that are monitoring you, hoping to stop this celebration and your marriage. Okay? Because they have their own reasons as to why they don't want you with your God-ordained spouse. They may want him to suffer. They don't think that he is worth it for him. They don't think he's worthy of receiving this kind of a blessing. That's going to happen when the favor on your life comes into alignment with his. Okay? And that was off the dome. That ain't even in these notes. I got like a minute and a half to do this, but meanwhile, at the same time, God is preparing the judgment for the people that have done you wrong. Okay? Simultaneously, while you are preparing for your wedding and the marriage God has for you, he is preparing the judgment for the people that did not do you right. In the video, Fire, Fire, False Alarm, she talks about you and your husband walking hand in hand through fire of the fiery judgment. You and your husband will be going through bliss while everyone else is going through the judgment. I talk about this also in the video. It's a short I did in relation to the storm. Okay? I'm going to come back with the next part. Hold up.